If you're interested in modelling the Isle of Wight, this book, Southern Way, special issue number 20, has quite a number of useful photographs in colour. This view shows an O2 tank proceeding southwards from Shanklin on a Ventnor service. This is the train I've attempted to replicate on my layout. Here is an O2 tank departing from Ryde Esplanade with a train for Cowes. You can tell this because it's got these two discs at the bottom that when they're like that they always denote a Cowes service. This view shows an O2 tank departing Newport for Cowes. This livery, crimson livery, is the initial privatisation livery. So if you have these crimson carriages, it is a very narrow period of time in which they would be seen. This view shows a train between Ryde St John's and Smallbrook Junction. You can see from the head code at the top that indicates a Ventnor train, but you'll notice here there's the green coaches as well as the red. Gradually the coaches are all repainted in southern green. This view shows a Ventnor train. We can see this from the head code. It was taken in 1965 outside of Ryde St John's Road. You can see that by this time, in 1965, all the coaches have been repainted in green. So if you're depicting the period immediately before the closure of steam, your rolling stock is going to all be green. But if you're going back earlier in time, then it's going to be red. And earlier still than that, it's going to be Malachite green. Of the trains we have shown today, this livery represents the pre-war Southern Railway, and this livery represents the post-war Southern Malachite livery. So when you are choosing rolling stock for your layout, you need to bear in mind what time period you wish to depict. For the Medina Loco we've been featuring, which is hauling this train, the Southern Malachite livery is the livery that goes with this green train. There we are. For this other train, this is the pre-war livery. And there is our Terrier tank from Hornby, and you see it says Southern. When it says Southern on it, it means it's a pre-war livery. Here's an O2 tank at Haven Street with British Rail crimson painted coaching stock, as I showed you in the photograph in the book. Here's an O2 tank engine approaching Ventnor or some such place. Here we see our three engines as we would see them on the Isle of Wight. Here's the Terrier tank, and here's the E1 tank Medina, which we've been featuring, and here's the O2 tank. There we are. Hornby has made more than one version of the Terrier. There's this one, which is not DCC ready. It's an older model, but it purports to be an Isle of Wight look. It says Ventnor on it. And there's this one, and some others that they've done. This one is DCC ready, but if you compare them side by side, you will note there's a big discrepancy in accuracy. This, presumably, the more modern one's more accurate than this one. So obviously, if you are doing a layout and you want it to be more accurate, you've got to go for this more recent model. But this one is quite pleasing, and I quite like it. Anyway, leave a comment in the comments section. Thank you for watching.